Good morning everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I want to work some more on my Nikki Franklin collection of embroideries. We have done already quite a few, and if you recall I was a couple short to fill the pages of this little journal. So I've ordered them and they've now arrived. I did show them in a video, I believe last week, as they came along with some books that I'd ordered. So yeah, it's just a case now of stitching the last two, and then I'd be at the point where I can add them into my journal. So this is one of them, which I've stitched. I started it last night, probably about 7 o'clock, and then finished it off this morning. So they're so quick and simple and easy to do. And like usual, that's what's left over from doing the little stitchery. And that's it there. So gorgeous. Satin stitch and feather stitch, just beautiful. So my little orts jar is going to be topped up again. I can't believe I'm going to need a bigger orts jar. And here I was thinking I just don't get leftovers. And it's come in so handy already. Side story here. My little cousin, now if you have been watching my channel for a while, I made a journal, I think it was last year, for a Christmas gift called Edie's Journal. And it was 3 signatures that explores different activities that Edie, our young cousin, could actually do. So I think one was watercolour painting, one was colouring in, and the other one was a little bit of stitching. Well, out of the 3 signatures, stitching is the one that's caught her eye. So now that I'm up at Barham and she's just around the corner, the 2 brothers come over and hang with Gaz, and her mum and Edie and I, we just hang out and chat. And Edie is just, you know, busting to get into my studio to do something. So the other day she came over, and I was sort of not prepared for the enthusiasm, so I had to think quick on my feet to give her a little project that she could do. And it gave her a little bit of homework, and we put it in a little container, and next time she comes over, she's to bring that little container. And I'll show you what we ended up doing. I'll grab the book, it's right behind me. But the orts jar was fantastic because I was able to quickly grab, because we literally had 20 minutes to throw together a project that's suitable for a child and everything she needs and is portable. So the orts jar was great because I turned to my table here and I had that looking at me. I had that looking at me. And I'm like, oh my goodness, what do I grab her? What do I grab her? And then I spotted this and I thought, genius. So I delved in there and pulled out some threads for her and got her on her way. So I'll grab the book and show you the project that we're doing. Now let me see, hang on one moment. I think it's in Calico and Stitch. Oops. Bash. I don't know if you heard me then as I turned around and stepped a metre behind my chair. It's in Calico and Stitch. I showcased this book as well with this stitcheries. This is what we're doing. And I had enough fabrics here to cut her out a template. So we cut the template out. She needed a little bit of wadding and some fabric to go on the back of each petal. So her task is to stitch these petals together. So we cut out quite a few pretty ones, quite a few plain ones, quite a few pieces of batting. I think we did 10 petals in total, so that'll be 2 flowers. Then I raced over and grabbed the orts jar and we did the rough stitch, the overcast stitch around the outer edge. She did really well at that. We're yet to cut. Here's our little templates. We're yet to cut the circle that'll go in the center. So that'll be the next visit. Let's see how she goes with that. And then the coolest thing is you use knitting needles. So these, to hold it in the vase, they're knitting needles. So we've got plenty of knitting needles. We'll go and find an old jug or something in our travels and we make a bunch of flowers made out of fabric. So fantastic project for a young girl. The other one that caught my eye in here that I was actually, when I was standing there, you know, in that panic mode of I want to make something, I pictured in my head that there was a butterfly in here. It might have been the other book, Once Was Old. There was a 3-dimensional butterfly somewhere, made similar, you know, with scrappy bits of fabric. It must have been the other book. Yeah, this one's got the flower in it. I'm getting sidetracked anyway, but Save the Day, Calico and Stitch became a project for a young girl. Okay, back to what I was doing. So this little one is done. You can put that to one side. The Orts jar's been topped up with the leftover threads. Let me pop my needle away. This is the last one to stitch. It is a packet of seeds with lots of different flowers. It's a, you know, a seed mix. So I will do that for my homework and come back to you with that completed. So let's get this one ready for my journal. Now, don't do the stitching of the piece on video. That's for you to go get the kit and learn, you know, what we need to do. So I'll just show you my next stage, which is cutting it down to size, ready for my journal. So it's a case of, I've got a template, which is what I need for the page. I technically should have ironed this, but we're going to be brave. There we go. I'm pretty happy with the position of that. I've lifted it a little bit higher because I sort of want to put a bit of lace and bits and pieces on the page. So let's turn that over. So the bottom's pretty good. Might leave it at that. And then using my heat soluble pen, or you could use chalk, or, you know, water soluble, whatever you've got. They're all much the muchness these days. Keep my template because we still have one to do. Now I'm going to trim off the excess, and that way I know this is the perimeters of my little piece. Then we'll have a rummage through my bits and bobs and look for some little morsels of lace and fabric to do a little bit of embellishing, and then I'll invisible stitch it all down. I decided, I don't know if you remember, not to go too crazy with the stitching on all of the pieces that I add. I'm just doing little stitches and letting the fabric sort of float there, or the lace. Just sort of just there. If I was to go over that in heavy running stitch, I think it would look a little odd. It'd drown out the piece. So I've got my bucket of lace. I've got some colours that have been drifting through the whole process. So now it's just a case of let's have a little play and get ourselves some little morsels onto the piece, like that. Bit of soft pink. We'll make the bottom here reasonably, what am I trying to say, bulky. That little piece there might work, sort of scooting around the corner there. And then maybe I can put just a piece of lace in the middle there, like that. I like that, a little cluster. Let's get the pins and just pin it down. So it's as simple as that. Just throw a few little pieces down. If it doesn't look right, just have a little play. I'm happy with that. I've sort of got in my head already a rough shape that I'd like. inner corner, and then I'll do up here something, go to the opposite side and see what we can. I do like this. This fabric here is what Nikki uses to tie her little pieces, her little booklets together. So I wouldn't mind including a little bit of that. Right, I'll just pop it up there for now. Maybe I then do another soft, this little pink piece of fabric. Keep it real floaty and soft. Try not to overthink it. If you're embellishing a piece of embroidery like this, just don't even mind a bit of that on there too. A smaller piece which mirrors what we just did down here. Yeah, I like that. Okay. I'm yet to check the pages, but I have a feeling I'm one short. I don't know. I'm sure I would have checked it when I placed the order for 2. If I am, I might have to create something of my own just to sort of, you know, finish the book off, but I'm not sure. I can certainly do a little bit more collaging, you know, play with fabrics a little bit more, so I'm not too concerned. Just can't remember how that all came to be. I'll keep those fabrics together because they're sort of part of the Nikki in my container here. Nikki Franklin little project. But there's so many great little embroidery kits out there that if you've got a favourite artist and you're wondering, you know, what would I do with them once I start buying and stitching, create yourself a little journal. It'll keep them dust free, especially if you don't have the wall space to, you know, hang them all. We just don't. You just can't hang everything. All right. So all I'm going to do now is stitch them down. So start with that lace because it's sitting on top of everything. And if I can get that secure, I've actually inadvertently tacked down the pieces that are underneath it. So I think that sounds logical to me. It'll be interesting to see how Edie's going with her flowers. As she left, she had the little, like the best I could find was a little Tupperware container in the cupboard, little container to put all of the templates, the little flower petals. You know, it's probably about the size of that, nice and small. And as she's getting in the car, she says to me, I'm not sure how much homework I'll get done because I'm very busy with school. I said, well, that's okay. And you just bring that little container next time you come. And her mum said that she was considering bringing the journal, but they weren't sure if we'd get the time to sit and have some play in that journal. I'll actually pop the playlist in the description below so you can see how I put together the journal if you're interested. Journal making might not be your thing, but if it is, it's making a journal basically for, I'd say she's probably 10. I might be wrong. I can't tell the age of kids unless I ask. I don't really know. Yeah, so it was me putting together a journal with signatures that were activities within, and there was mini journals in it with lots of ephemera, you know, birds, butterflies, bits and pieces that she could cut out. She doesn't seem to be drawn to that. I have a feeling that, of course, she doesn't know what to do with it all, but she loves going through the pockets and looking at it all. So I think that's just a little area where she loses herself, flipping through pockets and having a look at all the little clusters that I put in there. And yeah, they're pretty cute. She's been doing a little bit of stitchery. Whenever we go for dinner, she'll pull it out, and while Mum's getting dinner ready and plating it up, she sits beside me at the dining table and we just do a little bit of stitching. But then she loses interest pretty quick, like they do as kids. And then she's off to play with the brothers and the dog. So as much as it sounds all gorgeous and adorable and I think I have a protege, no. It's just this fleeting moment in time. She'll probably never get back to stitching until she hits, 60, and finds that she has a moment to herself and discovers needle and thread again. Isn't that how it usually works? Unless you've got a parent that's really immersed in it around you. If it's just a fleeting thing from Auntie Corrine, it'll be a whenever. But it gives us something to do, because the boys all hang with Gaz and they play a pinball machine or they play some board games. Like, there's no dad figure as such around these three kids. So they got Poppy and Nana and then Uncle Gaz and me. So the boys really want to hang with Gaz. They don't want to hang with me. I'm not cool enough. I don't have toys that flash and bing and make silly noises. So that leaves Edie and her mum to hang with me. I have to grab that other book and show the butterfly, because I think that'd be a good thing for her to make. If we get these flowers made, we could make a butterfly that's also held by a knitting needle. And, you know, put that in the vase as well. So that's sort of plan B up my sleeve for a rainy day. I'd love to make the butterfly with some doilies on it. I just don't have many doilies here with me. They're all in Brisbane. So I'll have to, next time I get back to my #1 craft room, grab a few little bits and pieces out. And just sort of create a box of Edie, I think. That way I've got something on hand. And, you know, probably I'm overthinking it because this might all fizzle and we don't touch it again and she wants to go on to something else. Who knows? The fickle mind of a child. But, yeah, they came over Sunday for waffles. My waffle maker came up from Brisbane and is now in my kitchen. Waffles and a milkshake and pinball, which held Edie for like approximately 30 seconds, which I'm not surprised, to be honest. It's a boy thing, I think. Mind you, there's a lot of professional pinball players out there that are girls, and some of them are really, really good. They give the boys a walloping. I just don't see what they see in it. I know it's layers of gameplay and you've got to achieve lots of different things and the lights direct you across the play field to what you have to hit, but nah, it's not me. You know, it makes me really hyped because of the lights, the music and the speed of which your brain needs to work to connect the ball to the flippers. And I get off and I'm like really, really hyped. I'm bad enough as it is without that stimulating me. I need quiet time activities. Needle and thread. It's funny, isn't it? I'm sure you can all relate. You've got hobbies around you from others that just don't do it for you. Okay. I'll get another piece of cotton. Like, why am I being... Fudgy's just hopped out of bed, but he's walked into the TV room and he's just sitting on the carpet looking at the view. He's not coming over to say hello. Okay, let's get this last little bit. So this is really quick and easy. This hasn't taken long. So when this video series comes back again, I'm not sure it'll be next week or the week after, who knows. I will have the seed packet one done. We'll embellish it, and then we can start to look at the layout of how they go in the journal and creating the floating spine, which I'd really like to embellish with fabrics just to make it peekaboo through the signatures. Stitch them all in. So we're coming to the end of this little series. There's still a bit to do, but pick it up every so often. We'll definitely get it finished in the next maybe 2 videos. It'll be done. There's quite a few of you out there that have some Nikki Franklin stitcheries, which was lovely to see. Quite a few have gone off and purchased 1 or 2 of them. And there's quite a few artists out there that have gorgeous styles like this. So even if you know someone locally, even this could be applied to Jennifer's stitcheries if you got her book for Foolproof Embroidered Flowers. You could create some little stitcheries yourself and just make them fine if you want this sort of look, but it doesn't really matter. My snippet journal is, you know, all sorts in that. There we go, we're really nearly finished this. That's great. Now I'm just going to do a lap around this little pink piece. I'm not too concerned if my stitches just peek through. That's part of the look I'm looking for. It's like a little quilted finish that I'm creating here by doing these little tiny itty bitty stitches, but it's just enough to hold the fabric down. It's like tacking but tiny little stitches. There we go, done. So that's how quick it is. How long did that take? 23 minutes and I've prepped my piece. Let's just have a little flip through the pages and see how we're going to go for design. Am I short? Am I short? 1. See, I've got 3 signatures here. I don't have, hey Fudgy, I don't have to use all 3, but we'll see. See, my idea was this one would be the seed packet. I think Fudge will jump up here and say hello. So let me just prep the table a little bit so there's room for a pussycat to launch. Hey Fudgy. Puss puss. No? Okay. This corner here, it seems to become the Fudge corner. Okay. You gonna come up? Let me lift you. Put Fudgy in the corner there. So he has his spot. So he doesn't do this back at home. I think it's because the table's higher, but he's really taken to sitting sitting on the corner of this trestle table that I've set up until my actual craft table arrives. So we're right here, seed packet. That's the one that'll go there that I'm yet to stitch, this guy. Then the theory was we would work our way through. Oh no, I reckon that one should be the first one. Yeah, the love of flowers. I'm going to pin that there. Then we do the seed packet because we're starting the story. All right, so we've got our seeds. We need bees in order to have a garden. Oops, got a thread in the way. So then we're the last page of that signature. So we've got our bees. We're now planting the seeds, and we've got our first bunch of flowers growing. So that's one signature with the 4. Second signature. So we're then going to pick the flowers. Where's my pins? Then we're going to, pop them in the wagon. We've gone to the house. We've now trimmed the flowers. Here I am short, 1. And then this bunch of flowers has gone, oops, let's just get this page open. I want to have the signature like that. And then when I stitch them on, I then join those pages together to hide all my stitches. So we've got a bunch of flowers. Fudgy, you're flipping things around here. And we've then popped them in a vase. So we are 1 page short. So let's put the vase on the very back, like so. Okay, so there you go. That's the layout of it so far. I guess we need to come up with something there. I definitely don't have another Nikki kit, so I'm going to have to start thinking laterally. So we've got the option. I'm just going to put a few extra pins in it. You're going to hop down now. Come on, Fudgy. Don't jump. I don't want you to jar your old man body. Hey, your old pussycat body. Here you go, puss. He's had enough. He's moving on. I guess I've still got a signature, so we need 1 for there and 4 for there if we're going to use the 3 signatures. If we only use the 2, we stitch them in. They've got plenty of room and they sit within the little journal, like so. The other option I've got is we put the third signature in, and we do some other little ones because I've got plenty of room. I've got plenty of room to play. Let's pretend that that's in there. You know, it's a distinct possibility we could play with more, especially if we have a look through the Jennifer book and I add some more to it. I'll have to have a little think about it because I've got plenty of room. Okay, we'll leave it at that. See, what if I buy more Nikki kits over the time, you know? It would be nice to add more to it that are all Nikki as well. So I'm going to have a think about it. There'll be heaps more she'll release. She's got some free stitcheries on her website as well. I haven't explored that as an option of maybe downloading some of the free ones when you join up as a join up to her newsletter. There's a couple little stitcheries, I believe, like free ones. She's also doing downloadable, where you don't need to get the whole kit. And if you've got your fabrics and things like that, you can certainly, you know, get yourself another little stitchery. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. My next one is this little stitchery. There we go. Ready to go. All right, guys, I might leave it. Oh, I know what I wanted to show you. Let's grab that book and have a look at what the butterfly. Remember I mentioned there was a butterfly in the back of my mind that might be good for a little Edie project. I need to just cite it and make sure I gather some bits and pieces. Little bird. See, that's another thing. I could work some of these types of little stitcheries in with the Nikki stuff too. Cute little birds, butterflies, you know, using all those tones. See, once again, using a wire to hold buttons. See, we could do a bit of button stacking in her vase of flowers, just so that's not all stitchery. We could do that with some buttons. That'd be cool. She's got a collection of buttons, our Edie. I'm sure there's, here it is. See the peg. We've got options. I'll keep you posted on how the vase of flowers, potentially a butterfly and potentially a button flower, will actually come together. If you've got any more suggestions of what we could do with Edie and her vase, let me know. Let me know. I might be scrambling for something. All right, guys. We'll leave you alone now. Have a lovely day, and I'll do a little bit thinking on a little journal and come up with some extra page ideas, I think. Lovely. All right, guys. Look after yourself. Bye. Hi, guys. I'm back. I was just tidying up. Turned off the camera, tidied up, looked at this, and I had a bit of an idea. What if the front page was this? Look at that. How beautiful is this? It tells you the little series, the potting shed, even though it's only the one stitchery, but it's the theme, where they've come from, their stitcheries from England, and the date. So, I've had a brainwave. What I'm going to do, because I was looking at thinking, what a gorgeous envelope. What do I do with it now? Can't throw this in the bin, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it out and stitch it into my book, which then maybe there's an opportunity to do something with the rest of the artwork. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so I bet I don't have scissors for paper here other than these little ones. Now we're cooking. I've got an idea, guys. Oh, I'm not going to continue with this because I'm not going to get a nice clean cut because there'll be little scissors. Yeah. No, stop. I need to find my scissors that are like that. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you in peace. My phone's ringing now, so I better go. And I'll be back in the next video with hopefully a plan for the rest of the pages. Bye.